Shalom Yashrala, this is your brother Dawada coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and our root well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here quick little lesson, which was inspired by a how do you call it, like a news article, but it was a video, which I'll play the video in the background here shortly, from out in Houston. All right, but hey, as we've been, it says actually the title of the video is "Warning to Thousands of Houstonians Following a Woman's Murder." All right, and we've been telling you about these times, these things that's coming, and now all this is the time now where all these a lot of these proud ass women, all right, are being judged, especially of our nation, man. All right, because for the longest amount of time they've been scoffing and talking junk about the men of the Lord. All right, and hey, now the Lord is casting out that judgment. All right, and plus we're getting into dire times. All right, let me go ahead and read this. Jeremiah 30:5. It says, give me a second. Jeremiah 30:5. It says, "For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace." All right, and so one thing that I can attest to with this is a lot of these women, they're out here in their emotions, and a lot of them, how does the scripture say? Let me just grab it real quick. John 3:19 says, "And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that doth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest their deeds should be reproved." And a lot of these women, and a lot of the proud of the men, just of our nation as a whole, but mainly getting on these here women. All right, you could tell them certain things, and they'll notice certain things is going on, but they'll they have what they call cognitive dissonance. All right, they don't want to accept what's going on around them, because then they would have to accept their judgment and their wickedness. All right, so they're like, look, man, I always akin this to let's just say dope boys or people stealing, robbing cars. You and your little cousin when y'all was young and being bad. Talking about and try to get you into it. You had the dynamic of the two people. One that was a little more wise and a little more scary about the things that was going on. And then the other one that was just like, man, let's go do this, let's go do that, And the other one is like, nah, man, I don't know. And he's like, man, stop being scary and everything else like that. Whereas the other one, he can convince him, hey, man, there's cameras out here. So-and-so is about to walk in at any point in time. You and your little cousins, my dad's finna come home at any point in time, or he's about to get up to go to work. He's going to catch us doing this and that. They convince you, nah, man, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. But then, they have to sit there and lie to themselves. All right, because they know what they're doing is wicked anyway, but they want to get off with their wickedness. So that they lie to themselves, just to keep going on, no matter what the so-called, evidence looks like. All right, on the outside, the conditions don't look so well, but they go and they do it anyway. But they lie to themselves, because if they come to the light of like, you know what, yeah, it is about that time for so-and-so to come home, or for them to wake up, or there are cameras around, the chances of us getting caught are really high. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. We'll say, oh, you using common sense. But hey, like these women in these latter days, they don't have common sense. They laugh and they scoff at the men of the Lord, man. All right. Let me grab that real quick, and we'll come back to that. This is Micah 7:10 says, "Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power?" All right. So, hey, like I was giving in that example, you and your cousin and everything else like that, let's, again, I can think of a couple scenarios from when I was younger. I'll give you an example of me and one of my cousins. He was a little bit older, and we was young. All right. And his mom worked as a doctor, so she would sleep in the daytime, work at nighttime. But, he was like, man, let's go take my mom's car and ride down to the park. We was too young to be driving anyway, legally driving. It's like, hey, man, let's go take the car while she sleep. We would start to take the car. He would, back the car up out of the driveway, start the car up, start driving it down the road to the stop sign. We come back, just testing the waters, try it again, come back. We didn't get caught. Try it again, come back. Like, look, man, after the third or fourth time that day, like, look, man, we're going to get caught doing this. Nah, we ain't going to get caught. We ain't going to get caught. We ain't going to get caught. She ain't going to wake up. It's like, bro, it's getting time. She's about to wake up within the next 45 minutes to an hour. Like, she's more than likely going to hear the car. Nah, she ain't gonna hear the car. Stop being scared. You just being scared. You being scared. All right, bro, look, I'm about to sit here and stay at the house this time. You go ahead and go on up the road, do your business. Lo and behold, you know what I'm saying? He wound up getting caught, and what he wound up saying after he got caught, man, I knew I was going to get caught. Yeah, but you're trying to convince me that you're not going to get caught, that cognitive dissonance. You know that these things is coming to pass, but then you sit there and allow yourself to keep going on in your wickedness, just like in these times. A lot of these women, they know that when we tell them that they need to be first and foremost, just and how do I say, by default, they need to have a man around. All right, but nevertheless, like the scriptures say, we'll come back to this too. Where's that at? Uh, Isaiah 32:2, a man shall be a hiding place from the wind, a covert from the tempest, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadows of a great rock in a weary land. But see, a lot of these women nowadays are saying, "Oh, I don't need no man. I can do this. I can do that. I don't need no man. We living in this here point in time." And see, they've did what Eve did. All right, they bit the apple. What did Satan say? Hey, man, God knows that you're not gonna surely die. He knows you're gonna be like him, being as gods. You're gonna be his powers. You could be like a man out here. Yeah, but lo and behold, look what's really going on out here. These women, they have to survive off. Beforehand you had one man financially taking care of you. Now you got a man to pay your car note, a man to pay your light bills, a man to pay your phone bill, a man to get your hair done, a man to pay your rent. You sleeping around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry to pay for all these different things. All right, instead of just having your one man. All right, now you need a man to so-called protect you, but now you raise these children out of wedlock without no man in the household, and then you didn't shun men all the way to the corner to where you have scenarios like what they call the Me Too movement. And they had that other scenario with the woman that was on a train that I would keep speaking about how she got snatched up by this little effeminate man at that. You know what I'm saying? And she started screaming. She wasn't even screaming. She was too scared to scream, but she was like, "Help me, help me." She was looking around, and all the women that was on the train was backing up, and none of the men was stepping forth to help her. All right, and again, she wasn't looking for those women to help her. She was looking for a man to help her. All right, so how much more, in this here point in time, this is talking about when it says a man should be a hiding place from the wind. That's only going to last you for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, to give the example they kind of given here, like a tornado shelter or something like that. Like, yeah, man, these regular men out here, all right, it's going to be like you can get a little shelter if you go run up in your little RV or your little mobile home and everything from, the wind and everything else like that. But once that tornado really get up on you, it's liable to pick up the whole damn RV and toss your ass down the block, man. All right, the minute of the Lord is going to be more or less like an equivalent to an underground bunker, more or less to say when it comes to a wind. Given the example they're given here, a hiding place from the wind. All right, like in the movie, what was that? The Wizard of Oz. They go down into the little tornado shelter. Some places like in the Midwest they have tornado shelters, or here in Florida we have what they call hurricane shelters to protect you from the wind. All right, but hey, man, a lot of these regular men out here, all right, they're gonna be well, wait a minute, let's go back. Well, we'll get to that. Well, let me just go back to that. We'll get back to that, Micah. All right. So Jeremiah 30:5. Let's finish this off. Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith Yahweh, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard our voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. All right, because a lot of these women out here, again, they're saying, basically to the point of, sorry, did I skip something? Hold on, let me think back. Nah, we'll just grab this. A lot of these women, out here are saying, to the point to, when we bring out these things, oh, y'all are just talking about doom and gloom. Y'all need some women. Y'all are just, I don't know if I'm using this term right, incels or whatever. Y'all just ain't getting no box. That's why y'all saying all that. Y'all just sitting there watching too much of the internet. We out here living our life. Y'all just mad because we out here living our best life and y'all ain't living at all or whatever they want to say, man. Oh, y'all just about the doom and gloom. Y'all got this going on. Y'all got that going on. We don't want to be with y'all lames, y'all squares and everything else like that. These other cats out here, all these Tyrones and Chads and all them cats is getting the bag out here. Y'all need to be getting the bag. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. And plus a lot of these women, hey, they don't really need a man nowadays because why? They have things like OnlyFans, sex work, and that's, a lot of the times, they talk about, because we go a little further into the statistics of who was actually working out here and who wasn't really working out here, especially among Jake, because Esau, we know Esau be running a lot of their own little businesses and things like that. But amongst Jake, who was actually, how you would say, legally working on paperwork and things like that, it was the female Jakes, man. All right, a lot of the male Jakes wasn't working in comparison to, who's the majority of the workers out of Jacob. All right, the majority of them was females. They had these little office jobs, sales jobs, and things like that. Now, when the pandemic came, a lot of these jobs went away. All right, and guess what? Exploded at that point in time. All right, just like the scriptures say. Oh man, let me grab this real quick. So I didn't want to make this lesson too long, but hey, we got to go with the spirit. This is I think it's right here. Second Ezra 16:17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. All right. So, hey, in the beginning of the pandemic and things like that, it's funny that, I remember, what was it, 2019, they had that song, I'm living my best life. That was out, and that was the so-called theme of 2020 or 2019. All right. And then the next year came, it was like, 2020. Yeah. So everything that the men of the Lord have been telling you, all right. And, y'all are sitting at home, being quiet, your eyes are wide open. You're clearly being able to see with that 2020 vision, things that was going on. Then all of a sudden they wanted to have, 2021, the so-called year to bounce back. But hey, things ain't bouncing back. Things is getting worse. Now look at us right now. All right. But hey, this is the year, or we're getting further and further into the years where, all these, like scripture say, the beginning of sorrows, man. All right. But it says, let me see, verse 19, behold, famine, plague, tribulation, and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. So, in the beginning of 2020, a lot of these people was out here quiet and humble for a moment. You've seen a lot of these old women in your life and relatives in your life contact you about what was going on when the pandemic rolled around the corner. But then now look at their ass right now, all out there being proud again. All right. But what happened when, a lot of these jobs start shutting down? What exploded at that point in time, man? All right, it says, but for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. So as all these things came as a scourge for them or a correction for them, what did a lot of these women do? What website blew up at that point in time? OnlyFans, all right, and the other sites that are like that, man. I forgot the other shit called private Instagram or whatever. They have Instagram models and private Snapchats or whatever they call, or whatever, where they sell their box basically on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these things exploded, and a lot of these women turned back up with their pride, man. All right, they became these online e-sex workers, man. No matter how you want to sell it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you online advertising your body in any shape or form, you're a sex worker, man. All right, because you got strippers in a strip club legally, right? There's strippers in a strip club legally that's just stripping and showing their body, putting it on view. All right, they're labeled basically sex workers. So if you online just showing your body, oh, I ain't selling nothing online, I'm just showing my body, you basically still a sex worker, man. All right, you're getting paid with looks and validation. So at the end all be all, you still a sex worker at the end of the day. But going on forward, a lot of these women have turned and resulted to these things, man. Instead of being humble and repenting. All right, what do? Oh, I don't need no man. Now I got more money. I'm getting a bag. A lot of these women are looking forward to this as their so-called way of life. Oh, I can just do OnlyFans. I can just do this and do that. Well, shit. Now look at the days when you can't afford gas. You can't afford, going to the grocery store and renting things like that. A lot more of these women are getting put out. They're trying to charge more and more. And who's really, how do I say, the how I put it, the women are the people that's posted on these sites, like the OnlyFans and things like that. But who's actually subscribing and paying for these people that's on there would be men. All right. Well, the men, they on planet Earth too with everybody else. So they going through these damn economic woes too. So they ain't got the extra money to go spend on viewing some box that's ran through, tore down, and you can watch it for free anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, why the hell would they go do that? If Jake ain't paying for a legal, legitimate cable and shit like that, and they bootlegging everything on TV, what the hell make you think that they finna pay for some old ran through ass box like that? So now a lot of these women are feeling the shame. I've seen, matter of fact, it's funny that around the area where I live and where I work at, I've seen in the last couple years a lot of these women buy their first homes, young single women, you know what I'm saying, in their mid-20s buying their first home, you know what I'm saying, and they ain't even lived in their house or a whole year. Guess what? They're having garage sales, for sale signs are being put up, man. All right, because hey, things is turning down for them right now, man. All right, but the point of the matter is, let me go back to this real quick and let me get this mic first. All right, so Micah 7:10 says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now going back into that, again, like I said, a lot of these women were saying these things. Man, y'all just broke. Y'all ain't getting this. Y'all ain't getting that. Oh, y'all some dusties. We don't need no black man. And it's crazy how it's funny. I see there's this woman, I can't think what her name is, but after Kevin Samuels died, her shit be popping up all over the damn internet. And they have whenever there's some kind of article or whatever about black men, it's a whole trove of these women, man. They just come out just screaming on a black man, how they don't need a black man and everything else like that. Like, well, y'all saying this shit on the internet like this in the open. Y'all have to be bots. Like, y'all got to be robots, man, because I know y'all going home. You still alone. Like, the so-called white man ain't coming to y'all to salvation and everything. They had a news article on this as well, too, about, forgot what they call it, but it's basically like speed dating or whatever, where, they have a little, I guess they advertise it on the internet, and then people go meet up at this here spot, and there was nothing but a bunch of black women out there. And the story was that at this little place, I forgot what they call the little events, but it's basically like speed dating. There was only women that showed up, and on top of that, it was only you nigga women that were showing up. It was no other race of women that were showing up because they could find them in that they was looking for. All right, it's just you so-called black women who's talking about something you don't need no man, and you talking all this junk about the so-called black man you paraded when Kevin Samuels was just trying to tell you right, and to hell with him. But the point of the matter was, again, somebody could be telling you the truth, but not telling you the 100% truth. They could be, your mechanic can be telling you the truth about your car, and you could just be a reprobate, not listening, and then be like, hey, well, he was telling you the truth. But in this here scenario, you know who he is and what he was talking about. But hey, a lot of these women hated on what he was talking about because why? They didn't want to be submissive. They didn't want to humble down. All right. But hey, at the end all be all, they're sitting out here, again, just like how the children of Israel beforehand was saying, crucify him, let his blood be on our hands and on our children's hands. So, hey, okay. So you about to see what's about to happen, man. All right. Like I said, I keep bringing out that story about the lady that was on the train. All right, she got snatched up. And I guarantee you, at some point in time, she had bit that apple and was in that same spirit about she don't need no man. She could do bad all by herself, and spending more and more energy talking so much shit about, Jake, man. All right, but yet and still, you see what Esau doing to you. Oh, he get a pass on the hook and everything else like that. But Jake is the worst of the worst of your enemies, man. Oh, somebody got to do something against him. But meanwhile, Esau is mowing you down in the streets. But oh no, Jake is the problem. But nevertheless, the point is, all these judgments are now starting to come down upon, these women, especially you Jake women, man. All right, because I keep seeing y'all this in the news, man. All right, these Edomite women, yeah, they're gonna get their judgment too, but basically their judgment is gonna be, being spoils of war. All right, like the scripture said that they're gonna not having no the bridegroom not having no husband because they're gonna all die off in war and everything else like that. They're gonna just be spoils of war. But 2/3 of you women, man, you're gonna get put to death out here, man. All right. So it says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? All right, laughing and scoffing. Oh, y'all broke. I got a bag out here. Y'all just some dusties. Y'all over here thinking about this, and y'all thinking about y'all wasting y'all time with all this here stuff, man. All right, y'all keep thinking that, but now look at what's going on. It says, my eye shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the street. All right, now I'm gonna play a little bit of this here video, but again, going back to the woman that was on the subway. All right, she had to wind up getting snatched up. And like I said, when you see incidents like that, man, all right, these women revert right back. No matter how much of a stud or how much of a masculinity she got and all this here screaming and everything else she got. Soon as a man really, it's just like when you make all the faces that you want when you at the zoo behind the glass and everything. But let that damn glass break and that you face to face with that lion or that gorilla or some shit. You revert right back to being in your place in the food chain out there dealing with these wild animals. Same way with these women, they revert right back to the most feminine states when these things happen. But hey, I'm gonna play this here video. It's going to show us a time. Let me read this here precept real quick. Let me finish this one and read this other precept because these are the times that we're coming into. All right. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. She shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets. So hey, a lot of this here payback is coming back to these here women. What's that precept I wanted? Okay, got you. This is Isaiah 32:9. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. All right. So, hey, these women should have been hearkening. We do have women that humbly listen and watch on the, watch the videos and they're in silence. It's not talking about them. But, hey, even those women that are watching, who we're talking about. Y'all see them out here in the woodwork just talking all this, just madness, man. All right. And hey, if you brothers are out there that are dealing with these women or chasing these women or feeling bad about these women, hey, man, just don't even think about them because it's all going to fall into play at that point in time. Just think about it like Esau, man. You at the bottom right now, Esau's at the top. Esau got everything it is. You're not sitting over here trying to fight to take all his resources from him. You're just waiting patiently, having faith. And in due time, the Lord is going to have him, it's going to just fall into your lap at that point in time. Same with these here women, man. All right, because it's the times that we're coming into, when, let me read this. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years you shall be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come. All right, so, hey, let me keep reading. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you, make you bare. Gird sackcloth upon your loins. She shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So, hey, these women, they was living it up, and they're under a facade themselves. Talking about some, they don't need no man, but everybody's putting money into their pocket as a man, whether it's the welfare state, all right, whether it's Ray and Charles from up the block, all right, where would they be without these here men? All right, not to even mention the protection and the hedge of these men that's around these women. All right, but hey, on the heels of this so-called Me Too movement, all right, and all these women, how they say, I forgot how they say, where only the top whatever percentage of men is getting all these here women out here, man. All right, so that means you got a lot of these men out here that's not getting women. All right, you have a lot of these men that's being troubled, or a lot of men being troubled by their women, their baby mamas and things like that, man, putting them through all these different things. All right, whereas now these men are upset about these things, man. A lot of women out here doing wicked ass shit, man. They out here got a man, all of a sudden FaceTiming or whatever while they on the phone to their man while they getting smashed out by another man. All right, doing all kind of crazy shit. You had a woman videotaping her and her man arguing, and then she exposed some Mo type shit that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shouldn't have been doing this shit, but the fact of the matter, she put his business out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, these women have a lot to pay for, man. All right, so hey, when all these things dry up, you're gonna start seeing these women reverting back to their natural state, man. This is what's gonna bring into the point of let's go ahead and read that real quick. All right. This is Isaiah 4:1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. Just like I said, go back to watch that video of the lady that was on the train that got snatched up, man. All right. Guarantee you at that point in time, if she could freeze time and was given a choice and an opportunity to make a decision. All right. How do you want this to play out? Do you want to just get snatched up by this man and not know what the hell he going to do to you? Or would you take a man of whatever his demands are? You know what I'm saying? Would you rather take that man if only he would protect you? Whether he say, hey, you got to, dress fully covered up, stay in the house, cook and clean, and raise children. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever his demands may be, no matter how bizarre they are comparably to what you may think of in your life. Would you rather have to do all those things and go against your so-called freedoms in your life to be protected by a man? Or would you rather have to deal with the man taking whatever he wanted from you and you ain't got no say-so in this here game, man? All right, so these women are going to, revert back to their normal state, man. All right, as soon as these things happen, all right? So it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. So now I'm going to play this here video real quick, all right? Again, this is out in Houston.
Emerge regarding a man now disturbing details are continuing to emerge regarding a man now charged with murdering and dismembering a woman. This is after taking her to his West Houston apartment. Fox 26's Dominic Heath joining us live with a warning for thousands of Houstonians. Dominic.
Yeah, according to court records, Felicia Johnson and the man now charged with her murder, they agreed to meet up on Snapchat, and he was supposed to pay her $500.
So look, like I said, they got I guess what they call a private Snapchat page, all right, where they're basically selling the box on there. All right, they got these private Instagram pages or whatever, what they call them, Instagram models. All right, they got these OnlyFans models. All right, and things like that where, they're either, selling sex directly, you know what I'm saying, where they go and meet up and everything else like that. And a lot of the times, another thing that was going on with these things, because we were hearing news stories about this, the last couple of years where the same scenario was going on where guys was buying a box off of the internet from these different sites and everything else like that, you know what I'm saying? But when the guy would go show up to the spot, he was basically getting robbed. It was a setup, all right? And this was going on where these women were setting up men and everything else like that. And hey, man, we seen multiple videos of these things, man, where these demonic ass women were getting away with these things, man. But now the tables are starting to turn, now everybody wants to be like, oh, we need to do something. We need to have sympathy. But hey, remember, like the scriptures say, the Lord, roughly paraphrasing, the Lord not gonna forget about her to say, "Where's thy power? Where's Yahweh thy power? Where your God at? This is now." And her mindset is she's, hey, I'm the shit. I don't need none of this. Where your bag at? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? Where's your power at over here? All right, then she gonna be trotting down his demise in the street. But don't be asking for sympathy at that point in time. Don't be looking for they were saying on the video with the woman on the train. Well, what was all these cowardly men doing? No. Don't look for and ask about what the cowardly men was doing when all these women saying they strong and independent and don't need no man. When you say you don't need no help, goddamn it, we're not gonna help you, bro. This is what's going on. You ain't want no help. Now you can do it all by yourself. You equal to a man. Go ahead. You bit the apple. Now you got to sit there and realize that your ass was really naked the whole time. You was uncovered the whole time. All right. So let's go back to the video.
According to court records, well, she hasn't been seen since, and tonight there is a warning for the thousands of Houstonians who work in the sex industry.
Now, look, they's going to say it's thousands of these women that's working in. So you're wondering why a lot of these people don't want to go to work no more. Like I said, the majority of these people that was in the workforce like that heavily was a lot of these women. Jake, they wasn't really hiring Jake in these latter times like that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them was actually women working in these jobs and everything else like that. So look, a lot of them are out of work. A lot of them are now turned into sex work, OnlyFans and Instagram and Snapchat and whatever it is like that to be selling on all these things. This is why you see now, they be like, oh, add me on Snapchat, add me on Snapchat, add me on Snapchat. They got these little bots. They be like, they'll just say so-and-so and add my Snapchat and things like that. So, this is what they're basically doing. They're selling the box on these websites and everything else like that. But now, they're lamenting for the teats. The vintage is starting to fail. All this here aid, all this here money, all this lavish life is starting to fail, man. All right, now you about to be starting to be trodden down as the mire in the streets. Now these women are going to start, as more and more, you'll hear the narrative of this here story is, look, be careful. They say, a warning to thousands of Houstonians, but they're not talking about the men. Are they talking about these women out here, man? All right, and look at the sheer number of these women that are in sex work at this point in time, man. All right.
Anybody can become a victim of a villain.
That's the first point Precinct 1 Human Trafficking Victim Services Director Catherine Griffin wants to drive home.
Salakia for keep stopping, but they keep talking about human trafficking victims. These people ain't victims of human trafficking. They willingly going to go do this shit. Ain't nobody kidnapping these women and telling them, look, bitch, you got to go OnlyFans it out on the internet. Nah, these women are willingly doing this shit, man, because this is how they get in the bag. If you can see the picture of this here woman, you can already tell by her countenance and the shit she got popping that her whole little social sites is just flooded with, these so-called glamour shots to entice men. All right. The fact of the matter is she's soliciting, why is it that I ain't going to get too far into it, but look, it's against the law for you to go and try to proposition these hoes, but I don't know if it's too illegal I guess on the streets it is, but as far as these women to be propositioning you on the internet, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that a lot of these women, because like I said, they got the little things where they be like, oh, add my Snapchat, add my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, follow me on this and follow me on that. The reason that they be, you see them on these shows and everything else like that, and they plug their Instagrams and Snapchats and things like that is to get more eyes on them just so they can reach out to more of these men for these here reasons, man. All right.
Murder of 24-year-old Felicia Johnson be a learning lesson, and don't think it can't happen to you.
24-year-old, all these goddamn body tattoos all over. But hey, you 24 years old and selling your body like this, man. But this is what these women are yearning for. You give them their freedom. This is what they want to do. This is the pinnacle of becoming a successful woman here in America, a nigga woman here in America. Because these Edomites, some of them are doing it, but not like Jake women is doing it. They the pinnacle of being, super free and doing what they want is become an OnlyFans model and make a bag up off of that. Being harlots.
It is so dangerous, and every media outlet should be screaming from the rooftops on how dangerous this is, and let stories like this be known.
Chukwuebuka Uwabido is now charged with murdering and dismembering Felicia Johnson after investigators say her blood was found in his apartment.
Now, he did a whole work on this chick, but hey, they talking about somehow, they need to crack down basically on these guys that's doing this. But what about the women that's out here selling this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, wait a minute. Like, let's just turn it around. You got, let's just say, drug dealers on this corner of the block selling their drugs, and then people running up on them getting robbed. Now, you shouldn't be robbing nobody. We're not saying that, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Nah, bro, you shouldn't be robbing nobody at any point in time. But When did it ever become illegal to sell drugs anyway? So when did it ever become legal for you to be propositioning and selling your body on the internet? Let's stop that first and foremost. Let's get, you're talking about silencing the men of the Lord and the things that's going on the internet by being told. Let's stop these women from goddamn prostitution on the internet. We all know what it is. They got their little loopholes or however they want to do it. They all basically porn stars and everything else like that, man. All right, doing all this here stuff undercover. But hey, this is how, that divide in the financial between the man and the woman, putting where a woman gonna pass a man, she gonna be able to talk all this here shit. But hey, man, when the law goes away, man, and you start seeing shit like this happen, you have these types of stories saying, "Hey, man, look, we need some kind of hedge. We need some type of protection. We need something to help us out, man." All right, so let's listen with this Jake. I don't know if he a Jake or probably is a Jake, but he got like a Hamite name. But nevertheless, let's continue.
Dangerous, and every media outlet should be screaming from the rooftops on how dangerous this is, and let stories like this be known.
But like I was saying about that, Salak, and they talking about how dangerous these men are out here. But wait a minute, how about talking on the big major news sites about how these women need to stop selling their box on here, man? All right, but they push and promote this in college and everything else like that. What the hell? You promote them to be prostitutes? Let's just call it what it is, man. It's sex work, man. All right, if they had, the open promotion of women going out on the corner to be streetwalkers, come on now.
Chukwuebuka Uwabido is now charged with murdering and dismembering Felicia Johnson after investigators say her blood was found in his apartment. Court documents show she was last seen April 16th leaving her hotel in an Uber paid for by Uwabido. On April 17th, investigators say he bought a handheld and a power saw, towels, and trash bags. And according to court records, even as Uwabido searched the internet for things like, can bleach destroy DNA, and the most forested part of Houston, he also Googled.
So, hey, old boy then took this chick, did what he did. You know what I'm saying? I think, I forgot if they gave a number amount of how much money it was, whether it was $500 or if they gave an amount. But whatever it was, she was charging him for the box. He went over there. Ain't no telling what went wrong in the scenario, whether she tried to set him up some type of way and he wound up overpowering her, or the box wasn't good, or something happened where this dude wound up offing this Eve, all right, and then wound up dismembering her body, got a saw and chopped her ass up and did something to her damn body, man. Still ain't been found to this damn day, man. All right.
Houston escorts. And there are tens of thousands here.
I would estimate and say anywhere from 70 to 80,000 sex industry workers daily.
So 70 to 80,000 of them daily, bro. They say tens of thousands of them out there. These women that's out there. This is how these women is living. So don't be fooled by, you know what I'm saying, these people with this so-called fake lavish lifestyle. Like, if you understand about these damn rappers out here, right, that's walking around with all this quote-unquote bling in these big cars, not knowing that a lot of this shit is rentals and part of their budget and everything else like that, and this jewelry is fake and everything else like that. It's all a facade. All right, don't be fooled by these women and these little lifestyles that you see. And they got the little Dubai thing about these women that go get flown out to Dubai and they taking all these pictures, but you don't know what they really have to do to be able to make them trips out there and all the crazy shit they doing to them, man. All right, and these women out here so-called living a quote-unquote best life. Hey, man, they're being exposed right about now, man. All right, how many people do you think that this young woman had and her family and everything that thought that she was just doing well in life financially and everything else like that? Come to find out that she was a goddamn sex worker and got mutilated by one of her Johns, man. All right, they had to find out, damn, my daughter was out there actually selling a box the whole time. I thought she was doing this and doing, and now the shame is starting to cover her ass, man. All right.
That's a lot, just in Houston, Harris counties.
Yes.
And the most forested part of Houston, he also Googled Houston escorts. And there are tens of thousands here.
I would estimate and say anywhere from 70 to 80,000 sex industry workers daily.
That's a lot, just in Houston, Harris counties.
Yes.
Griffin wants sex workers to do a few things to stay safe, such as don't meet at a client's home.
Now, see, this is the hypocrisy. This is how you know this is a goddamn queendom. This place is wicked. They want these sex workers to do some shit to be safe. Instead of just telling the sex workers, don't be a sex worker. The shit is illegal in America to begin with. Don't like, bro. Now, let's flip it around. The equivalent to this is like, look, the police want to tell the dope boys some shit to be safe, man. Carry you a Glock with the switch on the back, so if the jump out boys want to jump out, you can spray them niggas down. This is the equivalent to the hypocrisy of this shit, man. But this is why come on.
But most of all, she wants you to know help getting out of this industry is available.
It's very, vitally important that individuals know to reach out to us so that we can help.
They don't want to reach out because why? They making that money off that OnlyFans money, and they making all this money. It's a false sense of gains and things like that. I was watching some shit the other day. I think it was on Vlad and the comedian T.K. Kirkland, and they was going into some conversation. I overheard some. It was like they was taking some type of risk. They thought that they was like dope boys and balling and stuff, but when they actually break down the amount of money that they was actually making, I'm like, bro, you took lifetime penitentiary chances or cause of death for X amount of dollars. When you really break down the amount of money that you was doing all this here stuff for, that's all that you did this here for. The other girl, with the porn star Mia Khalifa, come to find out she'd only made like $12,000. Like, you could have worked at McDonald's for like $12,000 a year, right? But nevertheless, hey, you're starting to realize after this facade is all over with, man. All right. But yet and still, like I said, they would tell these women, hey, instead of not to be a sex worker, go get a legitimate job. They telling them, look, just don't meet up at the John's houses and things like that. Things are getting crazy. But this is what's starting to happen over economic woes. But I'm going to close out with this in Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? Because I guarantee you, as her last final moment, she was calling out to God. But look, oh God, help me, somebody help me. And also looking for a man. But I guarantee you at some other point in time in her life, she was all proud, saying she ain't need no man. She probably don't believe in God, or she might have been across the man of the Lord. She's like, oh, y'all some broke, dusty niggas, and so on and so forth. But in her final moments, what was the last two things that was going through her mind? She needed a man to defend her. And she was calling out to God and was, somebody pray for me, man. But now she's up there with the maker. But look, she had to get dismembered. The same must know that after death by pain. All right. Then she is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So, hey, man, she met a how do I say it? A rough demise, man, a bad end. All right. And things is only going to get worse out here, man. Oh, let me go ahead and finish this here. I didn't finish this off. We'll close out with this. But so this is Jeremiah 30:5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. And this is what we started out by telling, our people as a whole. All right. And, majority of the time it was our women or effeminate men that was raised by single mothers that, got into their feelings and their emotions when topics like economic collapse and things like that came down the pipeline. When we were bringing out these types of lessons, really it was only women and effeminate men that had a problem with, us saying that Babylon's going to come to an end. Y'all ain't going to be able to afford this. Y'all ain't going to be able to afford that. And the main people that was calling us bums and telling us to go get jobs was what? These women. So in order for you to talk from a perspective like that, all right, you have to be in a different position or perceived to be a different position. Oh, we got money. We can see how we dressed and how y'all dressed, and we got money, more money than y'all. We living in these high-rise apartments. Y'all just outside preaching on the other side. All right, well, look, we done witnessed, we seen you move in, we seen you move out. We seen, like I said, up around where I'm at right now, I've seen, a couple of these young women starting to move in and everything else like that in their own house, in their mid-20s and everything else like that. And just this week alone, matter of fact, today, as a matter of fact, riding down the street, I seen a for sale sign go up like, damn, homegirl just moved in that house. She ain't even been there for a whole year. All right. But she's, less than 30 years old. All right. And hey, she moved in and it's about to move out already. Can't even afford it no more, man. All right. But hey, these are the times that we coming in. All right. It says, verse 6, ask ye now, see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces turn paleness. So it says, ask ye now, see whether a man doth travail with child. Like you hear a man, like he's having labor pains right now. But they ain't asking about the women. They asking about the men. So if the men out here is struggling, if the men out here is going through hard times, the men out here worried about what the hell how they gonna make it out here, where's the room for the women and the children at, man? All right, because, hey, again, we already read it, but, these women was talking some they don't need no man and everything else like that. Hey, we going to see in those days, man. Where's Yahweh thy power, this and that? Hey, but only the wise women going to say, hey, look, we'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, but only let us be called by thy name. So think about the conditions that they have to be in for these proud-ass women to say, look, I'm sorry, I need a man, I need a hedge. We'll take whatever we can get out here, man. All right, you see some of these videos on YouTube where it's a lot of these, especially these Edomite women nowadays, they coming out the woodwork saying, look, man, I admit defeat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I need a man. If all I got to do is make some cookies, make some dinner, and clean the house, and basically have sex with my man, I'm willing to do that because all this working shit is for the birds. And now, the nigga woman out here basically is out here selling her body and her looks and everything else like that. But it's getting dangerous out here, man. Ain't nobody really going to come to your aid, man. All right. But look, a lot of these women going to wind up saying, you know what, I'm gonna repent from my evil ways, my whorish ways, and things like that. I do need a man. I do need a hedge and everything else like that. They're gonna submit to a man of the Lord, and they're gonna fall right in line, man. All right, but this is, you got, again, like I said, think about the conditions that they have to be in, whether it's, baby food shortages, all right, tampon shortages and things like that. But that's just the grocery store shortages and rent shortages and things like that. That's just the tip of the iceberg, man. All right, when it's just men out here just snatching and grabbing your ass up off the block, and the police ain't coming to save your ass, man. And we're not talking about sex workers getting snatched up in the middle of their sex work. We talking about women at their regular ass job, whether they work at Walmart, whether they police officers, whoever, just a regular everyday ass woman. When they start getting snatched up to when it's not gonna be safe for women to go out no more, hey, then you're gonna realize what we've been telling you. But look around you, things is getting like that as it is nowadays, man. The police is not coming out to certain events, certain areas. So how much more when they looking for these here women and everything else like that? Oh, we got a domestic dispute going on at the house. I hear my neighbor out there beating on his wife or his woman or whatever going on. They're not gonna go out there for that. They're not going out there to a lot of these other scenarios. So the hell make you think they're going out there for that? But nevertheless, this is verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who is that? He is talking about what? The elect of Israel, man. All right. And so, hey, again, going back to the scriptures, these women are going to be saved by going through what? Coming through the man of the Lord. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and every well. And salutation, much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.